Good afternoon. Good afternoon to everybody. My name is Igor Vital, and I give you my welcome to this webinar about the Erasmus Plus project AGRITOURISM. First of all, thanks to all of you for your participation and to the European Commission to have funded this project. This is a project funded by the European Commission about agritourism, and our adventure started years ago when we asked, okay, agritourism are a reality in the European tourism, developed in different ways in the different countries. But how can we improve agritourism? And we decided to study and to plan activities in the intersection between agritourism and edutainment, which is an intersection of two intersections, because agritourism is the union between touristic activities in farming. Edutainment is also a mix, is educational activities and entertainment together. I'll show you why this mix is an effective mix. My name is Igor Vitale. I'm a psychologist. I work in the applied field of work and organizational psychology. And in the last 10 years, I worked as a trainer in the hospitality sectors in different environments, stars hotels, five-star hotels, resorts, agritourism, restaurants, and similar activities, both as a trainer or also as a mystery guest, assessing the hotel accommodation activities as a guest, but without, of course, an open statement. I come from Foggia. Foggia is a very rural territory. It's mostly based on agriculture. I will show you why agritourism is a strategy to increase the incomes of this kind of companies. A third of the enterprises actually are farming companies, and agritourism are allowing actually to increase the incomes. Examples of activities we do are practical workshop in the field of food, for example, cooking classes with hot cuisine chefs or ethnobotany workshops. So I make an example. Ethnobotany workshop can be very educational because you can bring together a botanist with a chef. So the botanist will tell you the technicalities, the science behind the plants. The chef will transform it in something very, very good. But you have many ways to implement this activity. The educational value in theory is the same if you put two experts. But if you apply edutainment protocols, you will also encourage positive emotions, and so you will increase the final experience. It can be applied in many settings, okay? We have formats about pizza, formats about hot cuisine, formats about foraging, wild herbs, recognizing herbs. Of course, it can be technical or you can use entertainment. So, the Erasmus Plus program is a very wide program where you can implement actions also beyond Europe. So, we implemented action in Asia, in the Maldives, for example, as well as in Egypt, so North Africa, or again, Oceania. We brought a model of agritourism also in very remote places where there is not this model to Erasmus. But let's go forward by seeing the strategies around the agritourism. What is an agritourism? There are many definitions, but in Italy, these are farms. Okay, they are not hotels, they are not formal accommodation, they are not strictly touristic, they are production sites. Okay, they produce food. The plus is that the Italian law applies to multifunctional farming, which means you are a farm, but you offer other services. Services which are not production and selling food. Agriculture in Italy is not only production, it's also restaurants through secondary activities, accommodation, educational farming, social agriculture, recreational activities. So by these additional activities, you can generate an extra income. Where is edutainment in all this? Because that's the real question. It can be everywhere if you want. In my opinion, it's more in the recreational and cultural activities and educational farming. If you have enough time to make an educational session, you can use some comedian style techniques to create positive emotions. But then there is the big question. So agritourism in Italy is working. It's generating plus 20% of the income of the farmers. The farmer says not big income. So this plus 20% is very important, right? And this is effective. Restaurants, hotels, educational farming, and so on. Why we should, let's say, install a model of edutainment in agritourism? why we try to, okay, push this concept. In my opinion, this is because through edutainment, we can generate positive emotions. And through positive emotions, you impact positively on the customer satisfaction. And if you increase the customer satisfaction, in a way or the other, you increase the incomes, which means the survival of that farming company. That's very important. Is the only way edutainment to generate positive emotions? No, but it's an extra way. So we have to consider. Customer satisfaction is not only related to what services you offer, but how you make feel your guests. So within this project, you'll find resources to generate positive emotions and to increase the market diversification of farming companies through strategies which are educational. You have guides, you have training courses, you have several activities that will allow your farm or your company to diversify your market, increase, hopefully, also the income because you sell more things essentially. Consider that in Italy, this is 20% of the GDP in farming, and to access to a series of advantages. In Europe, in Italy, this works also for one reason. The Italian state recognized the social value of agritourism in a very concrete way.
Igor, 1 minute left.
Yeah.
One
This
minute.
very concrete way is the fiscal advantage. Essentially, the fiscal advantage is the main regulation that motivates Italians to go with agritourism by reducing taxes, and this goes with the regulations. So, together with the fiscal advantage, we have many, many rules to follow. One of the most important to be sustainable and to apply only local food. Some years ago, an agritourism from market was promoting a very, very local option, but instead of using local food, they used imported German beers. And German beers are not local in Italy. When the financial police find them, they give them a fine of 10,000 euros. So thank you very
Okay.
much for your listening. I just remind you before to close and leave the space to the other colleagues. I will leave you the quality questionnaire. This is very important for the project. By filling it, you will receive after the real end of the webinar the certificates. And we will send you also the link of the project results. Thank you very much. Bye.